Hey, spiritual superstars. There it is. That's what I was looking for. Where's my other one? How are you? So, if you're seeking your twin flame reunion, this is the video for you. If you are wondering how to make it happen, if you're wondering how to keep it strong, this is the video for you. If you're new to our platform, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. I'm Nicole. I'm Ravi. And welcome to Spiritual Guidance Academy. Hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, show me some love. I love you so much. You are why I do what I do. And remember to hit the little notification bell so that you will be notified when I come back over with more videos just like this to help you in your spiritual journey. Okay? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, you know how we started off. Type in your pound or your hashtag and your 4 1s, the opening of the spirit realm. And then we're going to raise it up. And when we raise it up, we are kissing our higher self. We are connecting with the divine. And that's super important so that we can actually hear what spirit has to say. Okay? And what you see me doing is, I'm going to share it with you in just a minute. Okay? So come on in. I'll give it a couple more minutes before we raise it all up together. And thank you so much for tuning in. I'm excited about this one. I'm so excited because I'm going to share a little bit about our story, and I'm going to answer a couple questions too. So come on in and get your questions ready, because if we did it, you can do it too. Take a deep breath in, raising your vibration, kissing your higher self. Deep, 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 and relax. All the way out. All right, all right. So if you are seeking to connect with your twin flame, let's start off with what that is. Your twin flame is the highest octave of a soulmate connection, and it is romantic love. I do not know of a twin flame connection that is not romantic. You can have soulmate connections that are platonic. Our children can be soulmates. We're soulmates with the neighbor. We're soulmates with coworkers, friends. And we're soulmates with other animal beings too. So you can be soulmates with your cat, with your dog. It's that connection that happens that is divine, and you come together like this. With the twin flame connection, it is the other half of your soul. And that connection is romantic. So that connection will be divine masculine, divine feminine energy. It doesn't have to be same sex. It doesn't have to be opposite or heterosexual. It's nothing to do with sexual anything. It has nothing to do with gender. It is the other half of your soul. Does that make sense so far? Hit the thumbs up button if that makes sense. Hit the thumbs up button if that makes sense to you. Okay. So your twin flame is the other part of who you are. I believe that connection is meant to happen, and it teaches us something. But I don't believe that It is a connection that's meant to stay together or stay connected in this third dimension all of the time. There are lessons to be learned. There are lessons to be obtained, wisdom to be gained, curses to be broken, behavior changes. All of that happens when we reunite. So you may not have ever connected with your twin flame in this third dimension that we call life. You may have. And one of the ways that you know if you have been in contact spiritually with your twin flame is that you will definitely feel their energy within you. That's a totally different feeling than sexual energy, and it is a feeling that is embedded in who you are. You'll feel a shift. You'll feel their energy, which is different from yours, but you'll also feel your own energy change. That might sound a little wonky to some people. It certainly is not spiritual woo-woo. When you feel your energy shift, you're going to see energy change as well. So you have to be aware of what you're seeing in your mind's eye in order to manifest your twin flame reunion. You have to hear from the Most High. You have to see and you have to be able to interpret what our infinite power is telling you so that you'll know exactly what steps to take. There is a code. We followed it. We manifested our reunion, and then we realized in comparing notes how connected we were spiritually, and that it wasn't just we didn't think we were crazy because everyone else did. Okay? So my number one piece of advice when you're manifesting your twin flame reunion, and it is the best love, romantic love that you could ever experience, in my humble opinion, it is the top. Is my best advice is to not share it with anybody that you question could be jealous and envious of you, that has judged you, is closed-minded. Don't share your journey with them because they cannot help you, and they absolutely will do this. Let's say that this is you, this is your twin flame. They will come between your reunion and they will block it from happening. You do not want anybody's energy in between you and your twin flame, okay? You want to keep that private, as private as you can. Now, there are coaches out here that you trust. I know with my private coaching clients, we go step by step because everyone's journey is different. Yet, the way I coach, I follow the same steps or techniques that we did, and it works. I have clients that have gotten married to their twin flame, that have reunited, that are happy now and haven't gotten married yet. So it's a delicate process, that I can tell you. So absolutely keep people out of your business, okay? People are going to challenge your reunion from even happening, and people are going to try their best, their hardest, to keep you apart, okay? That type of love is unique, it is rare, and it is absolutely possible. So who do you keep in between? You keep God, okay? You keep God in between your connection, our infinite power, spirit, divine source, okay? So if you don't believe in God, I can't help you. I can't help you. So it does take a certain amount of faith. It takes a heavy dosage of belief. And here's the other part, is that you have to have, while you're seeing me so back there, excuse me, somewhere, you have to have applied faith, okay? So we reunited, we united when we were young, and we knew instantly that this was extremely special. But that doesn't happen with everybody. And so don't let that confuse you or discourage you if you feel like you haven't reunited with your twin flame. You may have come into contact with them physically in this third dimension, but you may not have. You might have come into contact at the airport, at a soccer game, at a job, in a grocery store, at an event, going by each other on the highway, and you get that overwhelming sensation that, oh my gosh, what just happened? So when you're manifesting your twin flame reunion, remember that urge is going to come. You want to share it. Don't share it with anybody under God. Do not. I'm telling you, just don't do it, okay? Don't do it. Even your closest best friend, your sister, your brother, your parent, they are still part human. So when you share something that is this delicate and precious, instantly, studies have already proven this. Studies have already proven how our human reacts. Our human is fear-based energy. You hear me say that often because it is very true. Our human instantly wants to think of something negative. Instantly. Instantly. So that's jealousy, that's envy, and anything to negate or prove otherwise. And it's not always malicious. It's just a human quality. So you have to use that to your advantage. And so when you feel this urge of, oh my gosh, I just feel like I'm dreaming about this love, I'm seeing the shadow of this person. I am seeing in my mind's eye, my spiritual sight, every time I meditate, every time I close my eyes, I'm seeing a silhouette. I'm doing the dishes, I'm cleaning, I'm washing the walls, and I feel like, oh my gosh, what just touched me? That felt so loving. What was that just felt so incredibly endearing? Why am I constantly thinking about this person? What is going on? I haven't seen them in years. Are they thinking about me? Who is this person? Wow, I haven't talked to them in forever. I wonder if they're on social media. If I Google them, where are they? What's going on? God, are you telling me that you want me to reach out to them? Honey, let me tell ya, that happens. It happened to us. When you are feeling that energy, don't share it with anybody. I'm telling y'all, talk to God, okay? If you and I are coaching together, you better share it with me so that I could tell you the next step. I could tell you exactly what your spiritual guidance is telling you, because you've got to interpret that, okay? And you want to do it in as little time as possible. We only got so much time on this beautiful earth, and you got one life to live in this energy that you're in right now, okay? Even if you believe in reincarnation, you do not come back as the same person. You don't have the same life. So max it out, live it to the fullest every single second, every single breath that you take. Be on purpose. Okay? So you ask the Most High, right? And you ask in a certain way. You've got to ask with you, the soul. Because remember, spiritual superstars, you're the soul within your human, right? Ashish asks how to manifest our goal and never change, because every time I change my goal, that is the reason I fall sometimes. Oh, let me tell you something. Praise God for you asking that question. Let me give you the bell. Excellent. Come on in the room and type in your 4 ones, pound or hashtag 1111, just like me, just like Clara did. Come in here and type in your pound and your 4 ones, okay? Spiritual superstars, that's a necessity. When you come to our family, you've got to do that. Why? Because what Ashish just asked, it is going to create that opportunity to give you what you need. It creates the space for God to come in and tell you your spiritual guidance. When we see 4 ones, we must acknowledge it for what it is. You don't make a wish. You don't make a prayer. You set your intentions on receiving. That's it. Okay, so that's super big. And that's why I always want you to put in your pound or your hashtag so people can search it and they will know this is what you do when you see 1111. You create that opportunity. You do not let life just pass you by. You create that space. And so every time you're seeing it, you're also letting it flow to you and you're expanding it. Okay, so now we're seeing it. So what does that mean? That means that the portal is open and spiritual guidance flies in, okay, and closes, and you will receive your spiritual guidance. I promise you that. You will receive your spiritual guidance. And so you're open. But remember, our human is very much fear-based energy. So our human will negate what we're receiving. So the fact that Ashish just asked that, Ashish, good job. Thank you so much. To row 1, put in your pound or your hashtag, just like Ashish did, and then put in your 4 ones. Veronica, put in your 4 ones and your hashtag before that, okay? And everybody else, do that for yourself. Do that for us. Do that for someone that you're connected to that you don't even know, because we're all connected. So when you bless other people, I'm telling you, spiritual superstars, that energy comes back to you unmeasurably abundant. Okay? So the reason we don't reach our goals, all right? This has already been proven. Studies have shown the reason we don't reach our goals is the lack of support. And that's why we have our membership down to $1.99 at spiritualguidanceacademy.com. That's why you get into our private Facebook group. On Facebook, you don't even have to have an account to look at anything else. Just go into our private Facebook group, Spiritual Guidance Academy. The support is there. You need that support. You need to be loved on. You need to be hugged on. And you need a coach that is going to grab on to the goal that you ask for help with and not put her goal or his goal on top of yours. That's not how we coach. That's not how you do it. Don't go to someone who is more attached to what they want for you in your life more than what you want and you're desiring for yourself. You always stay empowered, okay? So, one of the things that I teach on how to manifest our goal and never change our mind when the wind blows is to have an accountability partner. So, even when we have readings, here I am telling my reading clients, or if you have a one-time coaching session, we're doing accountability partnership. I have several accountability partners that keep me in check. Do they judge me? No. Do I judge my clients? Absolutely not. What it does to our human is psychologically, our human does not want to disappoint someone else. Care who you are. Studies have already proven our human does not want to disappoint other people. We don't want to let other people down. Does that make sense so far? Inside who you really are, you don't want to let other people down. You are a good person. You really are a good person. So when we do lose sight of our goal, who are we letting down when we haven't shared that with someone else? We're letting ourselves down. Okay? So then we feel guilty, and then we don't want to start over because we feel like we failed. And so what this does is when you are allowing someone else in, you're taking the pressure off of yourself. And you never want to be an accountability partner with someone who's just going to be a yes person. I asked my sister to be accountability partners with me in a couple of goals that are super, super important. My twin flame and I are accountability partners on goals that we have together that are extremely important to us. My coaching clients and I serve as their accountability partner when they come to me, and I just had 3 this week that I'm serving as accountability partners for. They all have homework. My weekly coaching clients, you have homework. Okay? And I hold you to it. So you want to get with somebody who is really attached to you and your goal, not their own agenda. Does that make sense? Thumbs up if that makes sense. Okay? So back to manifesting your twin flame relationship, your reunion. You keep it to yourself unless you're working with a coach that's not jealous or envious of the fact that you just reunited or on the verge of or are open to it. Because there are coaches out here, there are fake gurus out here, there are people out here posing as skilled and open helpers or servant leaders that really are taking advantage of folks. Use your intuition, okay? Use your intuition. And really, if you question that connection with a therapist or a coach or a mentor, stop it. Bring it up. And if you don't get a satisfied feeling of, okay, I feel free, I feel open, I feel challenged in a healthy way, break that off. Okay? Break that totally off. You don't have to feel like it's easy, because it ain't. And I definitely tell the truth. It ain't. It's your relationship with your coach needs to be professional, and you need to have trust and honesty. But you don't have to. Um, if it's easy, are you being challenged? You know if you're being challenged or not. But you never should feel forced either. You always stay empowered. Okay. Always stay empowered. A good coach will ask your permission and to share certain things, and will ask for you to stay empowered and open to suggestions, but be also open to your suggestions, okay? Because you should be coming up with a lot of options on your own, and the coach should just be guiding you, kind of corralling you, and helping you cultivate and nourishing your process so you reach your goal. Okay, so Jyoti, ma'am, please guide how we can manage with the parents and siblings. Is this when you're manifesting your relationship, or is this just overall? Because we can talk about that in the next video for sure. So back to twin flame. So you're manifesting your twin flame connection, and you are being very aware of who you are sharing this with. And when your energy continues to focus on this person, here's the deal. You can focus on this person without you ever meeting this person. You may have never met. You can see your twin flame in your mind's eye. What is your mind's eye? Right here. Right here. Close your eyes for a minute. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. That whole space is your mind's eye. That thing you just thought of, that thing that you're seeing, that's in your mind's eye. Does that make sense? Thumbs up if that makes sense. Let me know. Hit the like button. Let me know that I'm giving you value. So when that vision comes in, you know, because you're also feeling spiritually guided spiritual communication. You're feeling the tingles. You're feeling the prickles. You're feeling the itching. You're feeling the sensations up and down your spine. You're feeling electromagnetic energy radiate within your human. You're feeling it on top of you. That energy converges, and you've made a connection in that moment. Any other time, your twin flame is right around you in your aura. Okay? It's in your aura. It's in your energetic field. So you're going to feel all of it enclosing on you. You're going to feel your skin tightening. You're going to feel that cold sensation. You're going to feel hot, cold. You're going to feel like you just stood in front of a freezer, and then all of a sudden you feel like you're in front of a, a hair dryer blowing on you at all angles. Just a universal hair dryer. Then back into a freezer. You're going to feel all of that. You're going to feel your skin pull back past your ears. You're going to feel your back opening up. And when that happens, that right there, you got to get the book in order to find out what that means. You got to get the book, How to Hear from God. It's under $5. You got to get the book. That's why I wrote the book, okay? So you can click the links down below and get the book. You got to know just how to hear, receive your spiritual guidance, but the biggest thing is you have to be open to it. So that's why, goes back to, you don't share it with just anybody. It's way too precious. And people will doubt because that's automatically what their energy says to do. Whether they want to be happy for you or not, they're going to automatically intercede with negative energy. And they may not even know they're doing it, but you will have opened that door. So don't even open it to begin with. Okay. And this is how you know, is in the middle of you sharing, oh my gosh, can I share something with you? And they're like, yeah. And you're like, ooh, because you felt that energy shift. And God just told you, don't you say a word. Don't you say nothing. And you're in the middle of saying something, and then all of a sudden you're like, because then you realize you shouldn't have opened your mouth to begin with, right? We all have done that. Just celebrate. Do a praise dance in your the privacy of your own space, you know? Hey, Christy, I'm doing excellent. Thank you so much. I feel fabulous. So these are the steps. These are, I know I didn't do step by step, but this is the energy that we did, and it just gets better with time. Oh my gosh. Okay. Just gets better with time. I highly recommend what you saw me putting in my hair and putting on me is our elixirs. I highly recommend you get them. I have been using my elixirs before I knew that to call them elixirs. It's just what was handed down in our family. And so now I've just packaged it up and I share it with you because they work. One of the elixirs is our True Love elixir. And this is the elixir that I was using unbeknownst to me that was helping our energy strengthen to manifest not only our reunion, our twin flame reunion, but to have the son that God told me to tell him we would have when we were only my daughter's age. We were kids. And God told me this is going to happen. And it happened. And so there were things that we did apart that we didn't know we were doing at the same time. And some things he was doing for sure, his energy was way stronger than mine. And he was on a higher frequency than mine for sure. Definitely. I had to really raise up to get there. And once I did, then it was like, boom, and we just manifested that connection, and it is absolutely incredible. So, and then his energy doubted, and he was like, I don't make boys. I'm like, you already made boys. And he's like, but I don't make them. I make girls. I'm like, you're going to make another boy. And he's like, I'm not making another boy. I'm like, yes, you are. We're having it. And God told us we were going to have our son, and I was going to name him you. And you don't have a junior. And that's because we're fulfilling God's promise. You're going to have prophetic visions, okay? And you've got to believe, and you've got to have applied faith. And what did we end up doing? And he was like, okay, I'm on board. I'm on board. And what did we do? We've got our son, who is a junior, who looks exactly like his daddy. And I have two. And that's what God told me our family would look like. So, ma'am, it's about twin flame connection. So how many inner works have to do daily to fast? Okay, thank you so much for asking. Do you know who your twin flame is? When you don't know for sure, focus on the energy of unconditional love that is romantic. Thank you so much, Christy. Okay, you know who your twin flame is. Okay. Your twin flame, for anybody that's questioning it, your twin flame literally is that one who serves as the opposite of your energy, complements and completes your energy, but also serves as the mirrored image and reflection of your own energy. Rewind that if you need to. Where there's any doubt, keep that in mind, because that may not be your twin flame. Remember, our human energy wants what our human wants now. And our human gets lonely. Our human is jealous. Our human is envious. Our human is fear-based energy. So don't let your human decide your steps to manifesting and keeping, growing, expanding your twin flame connection. Okay. Let's see. Thank you so much for asking. So, how many inner works? So, for us, it was nonstop. It was constant. He was all me. I wasn't. He was seeking me before I knew who was seeking me. I felt his energy, which was keeping me single. I had countless conversations with my mama. What the heck is wrong with me? What's going on? Why am I not married? Why don't I want to get married? These are good men. They're good suitors. But then it was something that would be like, fear-based energy. Nicole, you're gonna mess around and you're gonna end up alone. You're gonna end up miserable. I started to believe that. That's when I was deepening my faith. I kept feeling his energy. I'm like, no, no, there's another truth. And I believe in my spiritual guidance. I just don't know what it is. I didn't know about twin flame then. I knew about soulmate, but it was stronger than soulmate. It was something that I couldn't put into words. Now I can. And at that time, he was trying to find me, and I was off the grid completely. And you see that closet back there? That's where I was living. Completely off the grid, no telephone wires connected, no fiber optics, no nothing at all. Totally off the grid. And I was still feeling his energy. Okay? So it was a constant. So you ask, how often? It was a constant. And he was checking social media. I didn't even know about social media. My life was in that closet. When I tell you, it was work, home, work, home, work, home. God was infused in my life as God is now. I knew my spiritual guidance. I would talk to my angels. I talked to God. That was my life. Talk to some friends. I'd like to be out in nature, not stuck on a phone. I'd lose a phone in a heartbeat. Had to have 2 phones to call the other one. Okay, like that. It was ridiculous because I would lose the mobile phone all the time. It would be in the car half the time. I'd be in the house. It'd be in the car. So constantly was dreaming about him, hearing his name, hearing statements that he was saying. I knew he was seeking me. I never made the connection until it was time. And when it was time, I literally heard, it's time. I put parts of our story, big chunk of it, in the book, How to Hear from God, because those were the steps. Okay. So, and it happened just by that. God told me to do this, I did it. God said, do this, I did that too. God told him to do this, he did it. God told him to pause, he paused. God told me to run, I ran. God told us to sprint in this direction, we sprinted in that direction. Those things. Okay, so I hope that that helps. I am happy to put a PDF together for you if that would help you. If that's what you guys want. Do you need something like that? You let me know. And that way I could get into specific detail. That might be a good idea. Unconditional love, no chase, no desire, no negative thoughts of twin flame. Right. Right. And it's not to say that your twin flame or you won't run. That's a part of the story. Remember, everybody, that a part of us reuniting is we do it in a 3rd dimensional timed energy that is bound by physical law. Remember that your human is fear-based energy, right? And so our human is also dealing with mortality. And so you have to be able to keep that vision that you're seeing and that belief and apply your active faith, okay? And in the 3rd dimension, because when you are manifesting something so delicate and precious and loving, it's so lovely. It's pure. It's what is in your soul that you really want. And that other person brings it to you willingly, without hesitation. They want to give it to you. When that, something that precious and pure, you have to remember that there's going to be darts targeted right at your connection. Okay? There's going to be tests. There's going to be people and there's going to be circumstances. That person might be married. That person might be in a connection with someone else. You might not have let go of your past. You might be so filled with doubt or anger from your prior relationships. You might have a problem with same sex if that is your twin flame connection. You might have a problem with heterosexual twin flame connections and reunions happening, and it might throw you for a loop because you've been same sex from the time of you dating to the time of connecting with a heterosexual twin flame embodiment reunion. Okay, so these things happen. Remember that the tests are happening within that reunion. And so you have to approach it with that understanding. And that's why when we coach in our complete coaching circle, I highly recommend you get in our complete coaching circle if you're confused, because you're going to hear it from both of us. And we're very direct. We want you to stay focused on reaching your goal because life is so short. And that's what you came to us for. So it's important that you know how to date. It's important that you know the rules of dating in the third dimension in order for you to get what you want. I'm a believer that you do not ever have to be with someone that is not good for you. I'm a believer that you never ever have to settle in love, ever. I'm a believer in true love because we have it. We feel it. But we felt it before we manifested it. And that's super big. I'm a believer in divine masculine energy and divine feminine energy. And I'm a believer in behaving in certain ways that create this right here, harmony. I'm a believer, ladies and gentlemen out here, spiritual superstars. Here's one thing that you must know, okay? Before you approach dating, you must know what your values are. How do you even know that? How do you even know that? You got to know what your values are. You got to know what your standards are. You got to know what your requirements are. And you got to be careful about who you trust. You got to be careful about who you listen to and who you follow. There are some broken people, there are some angry people, and there are some disappointed people, hurt people that are teaching other people based on their brokenness. That doesn't work. There are some closed minded people that are advising other people. And what is that doing? Creating a cycle of lack and disappointment. You got to be careful. Be careful. Here's one good go to. If that person is not where you want to be already, then don't listen to them, because all you're going to get is exactly what they got. They can't help you do anything other than what they got. So be very careful about that. And make no mistake about it, when you watch a video, when you read an ebook, a PDF, when you read a blog or you watch a blog, you see a post, anything like that, you have formed a relationship with that energy. How many times do you see a post, you see a video, you see something? How do you know it resonated with you? How do you know? Because you feel spiritually guided, spiritual communication. And be careful, because when you feel that energy, you feel the electromagnetic radiation, you feel the surge of energy come over you, you feel the burst of energy, that explosion that happens inside of you, feel the prickles, you feel the tingling, you want to scratch your scalp, you're like, oh, dang, doggone it, I feel that. Yeah, you feel it. It's a metaphysical reaction. That's SGSC. That's spiritually guided spiritual communication. Be careful that it is not connecting to your own doubt, to your own fear-based energy. Because if it resonates with that energy, your next step is then to sit with it and dismantle it. You got to understand it in order to handle it. And when you're sitting with it, you're processing. But if you're just 0 to a million throughout your wakeful hours, how are you really processing what's happening? And how are you manifesting it without giving up? Because then you're just letting the wind blow, and the wind is going to take you where it wants to take you. So You got to be purposeful, and you got to know those things, values, requirements, all of it, your standards, and you got to know what it looks like in your life. Okay? So that's a part of applied faith. A lot of people say, oh, you got to have this, you got to do that, but then they don't tell you how. Well, how do I even get to that point? Okay? Those are the things we talk about in coaching because it does take that conversation. But start there. Start there. And always sit with God. Value that silence. Magic happens in the silence. Honor it. Okay? Does that make sense? I hope that that makes sense. Right. Claire is on it. 201. Thank you. You're so welcome. Absolutely. Jyoti asks, Jyoti, did you put in your 401s, your pound and your 401s? Let me make sure that you did that. Come on now. Y'all got to come in here and follow the rules. We need you to put in your pound and your 401s, okay? We need you to do that. When you come in here, I need y'all to do that because I need you to know that you're blessing other people. And I need you to know that you're part of why our platform grows. And we need your help. I come over here for you, but I also need you. I expect you to help other people. You have to keep that energy going and flowing. That's how we're blessed. We bless other people. You don't ever have to buy anything to bless other people. Money is never a part of blessing other people. It's a byproduct of the abundant energy that you give, that you bring. Okay? People end up, this lady, I was cashing in the coins and at one of those automated things, and this lady walked up to me and she gave me 20 bucks. She was like, here, put that with it. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I don't know if I was looking really rough that day or what, but she blessed me with 20 bucks and I was like, God bless you, thank you. Okay? I'm sitting in there getting money. And she's like, here, just put this with you. Like, or with it. Thank you, Lord. Okay? It happens just like that. Receive it. You know how many men walk up to me and my kids? It used to happen when they were younger. I can go to a store and pay for my own stuff. It happened all the time. All the time. I could be walking to the car. Ma'am, don't be alarmed. Don't be scared. I just want to bless you today. Is it okay if I buy something for the kids? Pulling out bank rolls. What? It's okay. We receive it. And we already at the car, putting stuff in. I'm getting the babies in the car, stuff in, and they're giving me the money. Have a beautiful day. You know, it happens like that. I'm telling y'all. And if it doesn't happen to you like that, it needs to be, whether you're a man or a woman. That's the universe. The universe comes back on in and blesses you in ways that you bless other people and don't tell nobody about it. So you can practice being a servant leader in silence. Because I'm telling y'all, it comes back. You will be blessed. Don't ever stop doing right by people. Okay? It does come back. God is watching. Yes, you can send love vibrations. And that's what I mean by doing it all day. He was sending me love all day, all night, all day, all night, all day, all night, and I would feel it. And that love that he was sending me was the reason I never gave up hope. He was strengthening my faith because I was doubting. I was around, people were telling me, all kinds of naysayers, doubting energy, unhealthy energy, struggling energy, trying to figure it out energy, unhappy energy. Okay? Desperate energy, lonely energy. The opposite of his love. of his energy, but he was feeding it to me. He was sending it. Okay? His vibration was strong. His energy was strong. But I didn't know the origin other than that it was God. I didn't know that it was the embodiment of him. Does that make sense? So when you hear people say, okay, yeah, your twin flame is thinking of you, very true. Absolutely true. Absolutely, 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 absolutely true. And you will feel it. And you will always think of that person. You'll see them in your mind's eye, whether you know they're the embodiment of their human skin or not. Okay. And so I would wake up. I started when it was getting ready to happen. I would wake up and I would hear his name. I would call out to him, cry his name, wake up and scream his name, wake up and hear him call my name, go back to sleep, wake up, and he'd be the first thing that I'm talking about. Hadn't even reunited yet. So it was a constant. It was a constant. And he was doing the same thing, telling coworkers, today's the day. Today's the day. Today's the day. I'm going to figure out where she's at. I'm going to find her. Today's the day. We're going to reconnect. Today's the day. So don't ever doubt it. But always remember, there's always going to be tests out there where people are going to try to break you up. People are going to try to keep you apart. And sometimes it's not malicious, like I said. Sometimes it's just out of ignorance. And so you do have to have a certain, even to just recently, you have to have a certain level of privacy. That I had to learn. That people really are out there trying to separate what God put together. So an energy is going to be stronger, and then you guys complement each other. You come together and you're just like, okay. And that is the yin and the yang. So I'm going into the chat. Thank you so much. Yes, in the silence, in the darkness, that is where God finds us, and we're just like, oh, it's the good stuff. Clara says, I have a challenge with realizing some humans around me act in jealousy towards me. You helped me see that. Thank you so much. It blew me away to, it always does, I think, but it's something I see manifesting in my children, and I'm able to um, teach them what my mother taught me and what my twin flame is teaching me now, still. He's the first person to say that. You know how many people are jealous of you? Do you know how many people don't like you? I didn't. I don't focus on that. But you have to be aware of it. And so being aware of it means you take it and you throw it back spiritually. Because that comes in as spiritual attack. And so that's another reason why, honey, when I tell y'all my spiritual guidance elixir, the first time that I used this was when I was 18, 19. The first time I went to college. That spiritual attack Oh my goodness. It was crazy. We'll talk about that in another video. But my mama made calls to Big Mama and them, okay, in the woods in Florida, in the trenches, made phone calls because of what I was experiencing. That stuff is real. And so I knew combinations then, but I didn't have it all packaged up. You couldn't have told me when I was 19 that I would be um, selling my products. You could have not told me that that was a legacy being passed down to me, that was generational wisdom that I would be able to share with not only my children and keep it going in our family, but to be able to share it with you. You couldn't have told me that. I'd have been like, okay, because I knew it all. So yeah, that right there is what you want to be covered with, okay? Be careful. Be careful about what's out there, because people do stalk, which is crazy, but it happens. And when you feel that energy of people trying to be you, that's real too. You know, you can feel that, and it happens all the time. So you have to really stop that as well. And if you can see a dart, if you can imagine a dart like coming at you, and this is you, and that dart falling down right there, that's what I liken it to when you're protected and you're covered. So you always listen to God, always worship the Most High, and strengthen that. Strengthen your faith by deepening in the Word of God. And it doesn't have to be the Holy Bible, but you definitely can. It can be the Quran. It can be the Kitabi It can be scripture. It can be prayer book. It could be um, listening to your favorite pastor that you really love. And when I tell you, be careful about who you do listen to. I saw a pastor that spit on a man's face. He spit on in his hand and then covered his whole face up with it. Don't let nobody do that to you. Don't let anybody disrespect you that says that they're a man or a woman of God, yet the action that they do, the behavior that they do is disrespectful and is that opposite of what God wants. Behavior. Listen to your intuition. Okay? As a side note, don't let anyone do that to you. I don't know if it was a skit, but there's videos of pastors in Ghana, I think it is, that are bathing female members of the church. There was one, I don't know if it was real, like I said, but there was a woman in looked like a bikini or bra and panties while he's preaching the sermon and she's standing up there in front of the congregation. Don't let anybody, any human ego, pull you down away from where God has you going, pull you away from your divine station in this third dimensional life and in the world to come. Don't let anybody do that, okay? Don't trust everybody with your kids just because they say they're a pastor or whatever, deacon, first lady of the church. I don't care who they are. If they give you them vibes that say pedophile, predator, if they give you them vibes that say, I don't know, then trust that I don't know energy. That's God telling you. You don't know because I'm telling you, don't. Okay? Don't know. And just say that. Mm-mm. That's a no. Don't go against that. There is no, well, no. This is straight up no. Okay? It was this one thing. I joke sometimes and everything, but This morning I saw um, a short on social media that said, it was on, what is that, Wheel of Fortune? And they're like, what is the consent, or Jeopardy? What is the consent? What is the common, what is the name for something that happens with a 14-year-old boy and a 12-year-old girl? And the guy was like, what is consent? What? No. What is consent? What is legal consent? Something like that. No. What is consent to have sex? Something like that. No. Anybody else was like puberty. Like, where did that come from? Consent. So you have to be careful. That's my point. Okay, be careful. Be careful. So, are there any questions before I end this live on your twin flame connection? Ma'am, tarot reading helps. Um, Silence. If the person is in silence and no contact. That's a good question. I love that question, Jayoti. I'm a believer in using different tools as Howard Gardner's different methods to learn and to teach in education. I believe that some of us are visual, right? Auditory. Some of us are scientific or natural learners. We learn by nature. We learn by hands-on. Some are more technical than others. Some people need to interpret. Some people need to analyze. We learn in all different ways. What I don't believe in is always needing to use an outside tool such as tarot, such as readings, such as pendulums, such as crystals, such as playing cards like the deck of cards, as your primary connection to God. That needs to always be through your faith and your belief that worship comes from within. If you're giving more trust and belief in tarot, that's wrong. And nothing will ever change my mind about that. Because then you're giving more credence and you're coveting an object over your connection with God, our Creator, infinite power. Okay? Right. Look at what Glenn just said. When you are truly connected to Source, you are the tool. 100%. Hands down. Hands down. I totally believe that. There is a matter of when you doubt, we all get to that point, which is why I do the things that I talked about in this video. We're part human. There's nothing wrong with going to a reader. There's nothing wrong with going to a coach. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm of the belief, because when you come to me, some of the things are going to blow your mind. That's why we have to be 100% honest. And there's some things that I ask you to do prior to our session and in our session. But one thing that I value in my readings, in my coaching sessions, we do both. It's really never have had a reading where I'm not coaching at some degree, is the confirmation and the spiritual validation that comes in very clearly. Okay? Whether it's someone skeptical that comes to me for the first time, maybe a family member or a partner bought them a reading or coaching session with me, that happens quite often, and they're just blown away. It's that confirmation and that spiritual or divine validation that is super important. And that's why you've got to get the book, How to Hear from God. Get the book. It's right down below. Get the book. That's why I wrote it. 1 hour, 11 minutes, 11 seconds in. Get the book. 7-7 on the screen. Get the book. You'll see what that means too. Okay? You got to know how to just put it together. And when you are around people that are negative, when you're around doubters, and when the lack of support is so real that you're not reaching your goals, all of that, take it for what it is and deepen your connection with the Most High. And if you're not ever taught that, honey, I was. And I teach it because that's everything. Okay? And a lot of people weren't. So don't ever feel bad that you weren't. Move away from that guilt and that unforgiving energy, the resentment that your parents, that your guardians, that your family never taught you about God. Move away from that, because resentment is deeper than hatred. Okay? Resentment festers from hatred. And in order to get to that level, oh my goodness, that's deep. It's 11:11. It's 11:11. Take a deep breath in. Repeat this. Divine Source, thank you so much. Please show me my spiritual guidance the way that I can receive it. When I tell y'all, do that. Do it always. Do it always, just like that. When your spiritual guidance comes in, it will come in and hit you like a bag of blessings. Boom! It'll hit you in a way that it's supposed to. And you can't do nothing but praise the Most High. You can't do nothing but jump up and down. And you can't do nothing but just do your praise dance. Okay? Woo! When I tell you, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. What happened? I looked at the time on our video. Okay? Because I heard, look up. I looked. 1 hour, 11 minutes, 11 seconds. It was like 9 seconds in. 2 sevens on the screen. All of that means something. When I said 1 hour, 11 minutes, 11 seconds, it jumped to that at 12 seconds. So when I said it at 1 hour, 11 minutes, 11 seconds in. with 2 sevens on the screen. You got to know what that means, okay? Then I said whatever Spirit told me to say. I heard time. I looked up at my time on my computer. It was 11:11. That's spiritually guided spiritual communication. That is how our spiritual guidance is delivered. What did I feel? I felt my skin tighten. I felt the wave of energy come right down there. Right, let me show you. Right in here. Right here, right here, right here. Okay? Right there. All the way down. All the way down. All the way down. On the outside of me and on the inside of me. Okay? Then, at 11:11, I want to prepare my human to receive. I don't want her to freeze up. I want her to be open. Remember, 11:11, boom, 11:11, here comes my spiritual guidance, boom, and here it is closed at 11:12. When your human is open and not focused on getting, not focused on greed, not focused on being closed-minded, not focused on what our human wants. Our human must be told what to do. If we're not doing it as the soul within our human, society's going to do it. Your parents are going to do it. Your partner's going to do it. Circumstances are going to do it. Your boss is going to do it. Your job is going to do it. Your coworkers are going to do it. Life is going to do it for you, and that's what keeps you stuck and unhappy, keeps you unhealthy, okay? So what did I feel? Right? Spiritually guided spiritual communication. What did I see? What did I hear? What did I say? That's what matters. Okay? All right. You're so welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. If I have given you value today, please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, become a spiritual superstar in our family. And thank you so much for giving. You are spiritually gifted. You are spiritually gifted. People are assigned to you. You are meant to help others no matter what you do in this life. Be a beacon of light for the Most High, and God will certainly bless you tremendously. I'm going to answer this one last question. Bimmer Babe shares. Bimmer Babe, girl, if you don't put your pound or hashtag in there before your 4 1s, long time spiritual superstar that I feel blessed to know. I got stuck in a 10-year toxic cycle that started with me saying, I don't know. I don't like something about him. Trust your gut. Amen. Trust your gut. And did you hear her? What's going on in your gut? Physically, your gut, 73% of your immune health is in your gut. You have to have good flora, good bacteria, right? So, what else is there? Your solar plexus, that is your intuition. What else is there? Your sacral chakra, that is where you source your feelings, your emotions. Okay? Look at what she just said. Trust your gut. If your intuition is off, if you're not mastering your emotions and your emotions are leading you, Get it under control. You've got to control your human, your shadow, your ego, your alter self, your pain body. I don't like saying that word. I know Eckhart Tolle is good, very good wisdom. I just don't like that term. You're human. Your human is taught something from someone. Make sure that it's you, the soul within your human. Your human is your vessel, like Glenn just said. So make sure that you're connected with the divine. We all make mistakes. We all are just trying to get it right. When we get it right, share that wisdom and bless someone else. Have a beautifully blessed day, spiritual superstars. Get on over to your spiritual superstar Etsy store. Get your products. We've got our new moon coming up. This new moon is in Aquarius. At the time that I'm doing this video, our next new moon is in a couple of days. We're feeling that energy already. You want to manifest your hopes, wishes, and dreams come true. That is the Aquarius energy. Your hopes, wishes, and dreams come true. But it must be embedded in other people, your connection to other people. So if you're manifesting your twin flame connection, your hopes, wishes, and dreams come true, get your elixirs, use them based on our best practices, but definitely listen to what God tells you to do with them too. This is your holy water. This is your holy oil infused with pure essential oils. We don't mess around when it comes to the quality, and I don't mess around when it comes to my spiritual practice. So I infuse all of that in our products, and that's what you get. All right. I love y'all. I will see you very, very soon. Mwah. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you, Teresina. Look at Teresina blessing our family with $5. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you so much. You all have a beautifully blessed everything.